Good afternoon, everyone. We're gonna get ready to get started in about a good 5 minutes, so bear with me and we'll kick things off. Okay, we're about to get ready to throw our first two tracks to do the intro, and then we're going to kick this pin. So let's go. All right, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are in the world. This is Transition Series. I happen to be Househead Speaks, and since this month is Halloween, and Halloween is coming in about, I said, about a few days. I know it falls on a Thursday this year. I decided to not only make my flyer and my thumbnail Halloween type theme, I figured that this particular genre is a little on the appropriate side just for this month. So we're so what I'm gonna do is we're gonna be talking about, and I'm gonna be giving you some demos on how I approach and how I mix and how I do transitions regarding progressive house. Now, for those who never heard of progressive house or wanted to know what is progressive house music, I'm gonna give you just the definition of it, but I will post the other factors, other the characteristics, the influence and evolution of it, and I'll post this on the description box below, so you'll have that information regarding progressive house. So, what is progressive house, you may ask? Well, progressive house is a subgenre of house music known for its deeper, more atmospheric sound, often featured long build-ups involving melodies and a focus on smooth, gradual transitions between elements. Unlike traditional house music, which can be more repetition, progressive house tracks tend to develop over time with layers of sound building in complexity, creating a sense of journey and progression. So that's pretty much the gist of progressive house. And what I'm going to do, first of all, I'm just gonna do a series of tracks, and these tracks are fairly new. Um, I Most of them I haven't have not heard before, and but before I do that, I'll just let you know the first track that I played during the intro is called Corso by BOG, and the other, and it was transitioned by Gesterwitz. It's a German term. It spells GEZWITSCHERT, and that's by Dirty Dozing instead of Dirty Dancing. It's Dirty Dozing. So the way I did these tracks is I let the intro come in, and then I make sure that the melody hit. So on the very first break, that's when I made my transition. Now I will be doing these quick transitions, like I always mention on series, and the reason why I do these because, like I said, because I'm sure you known and heard and seen before, and you probably had experience in if you're a DJ and try to either go live on YouTube or try to post your mixes on YouTube. That YouTube is very snickety and very strict when it comes to copyright um, songs. So I'm hoping, since progressive house is mostly underground bass, I'm hoping that most of these tracks won't have that particular issue. But always to be on the safe side. So that's what I try to do, be on the safe side. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get started, and we're gonna start with the first track, and the first track is called "A Star Underwater" by I'm sorry, ST. That's the name of the artist on here. So I'm only going by what I have as far as record box concerned. And of course, I of course when it comes to BPM, you can if you want to really slow the tempo down when it comes to progressive house, you can do it at 122, 123, 124. But for today, I'm gonna I'm gonna beef up the tempo a bit. So I'll be doing it at 125 BPM today. So, but like I said, if you want to slow the tempo down, you can always lower the BPM. And of course, if you want to beef up the tempo, you can do it in a higher BPM. But all intents and purposes, as far as I know, DJs who have played progressive house, I have not heard or seen a DJ ever played it higher than 125. Now, if I misspoke, please, sound out in the comments and let me know, and then I'll respond and say thank you so much for letting me know. I appreciate it. But before we get started, if you're new to the channel, please like, share, subscribe. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you'll be notified when I'll be doing transitions series, which is every third Saturday of the month, and it starts at noon Eastern time. Noon Central Time, 1 p.m. Eastern Time. So just to give you that information out there. So, like I said, the second track that I'm gonna play and transition to is called "Never Ending Story," and it's by Technogen. Technogenin. It spells Techno Gen. So it's Technogen. That's why I'll just try to pronounce it the way I say it. So I'm gonna lower my volume, my mic, and let's get to it. You can notice the really beats in the tempo when you raise up the BPM. That's usually on all house and underground genres tracks, just to let you know. went ahead and cut this short because the Never Ending Story track had a long break, long breakdown. So I didn't want to stretch it too thin because, like I said, because of YouTube purposes. But I noticed on the first track, "The Star Underwater," there was the intro, and then there was a break, and then there was a melody, and then there was another break. So what I did was I brought in the second track on the second break. That's how I did it. I know you probably don't understand what I'm saying, but if you have Record Box and you see the layout on how these tracks are formed, you'll know where to break. Now, yes, I do look at the waveforms, but I also look at where the tracks is about to break when it's break. Because I do that real quick, and then I go back to looking at my controller, and I do that for the purpose to make sure I know that my eyes and ears is in sync. Because when it comes to DJing, yes, you're supposed to DJ by ear, but also there's no rule that said that you can't look at the waveforms. There's no rules that say that you can't look at the bottom where how the tracks is forming, where the breaks are. I always say, if the tools are there, use them. Don't be afraid to do so, and don't let nobody try to shame you into using them. You use what works for you. Remember, when it comes to DJing, you have your own signature style. So use what fits your style, and you can always add it, tweak it, to your leisure. So I always want to let my fellow new and upcoming DJs be aware of that, because I know sometimes our peers may think they know more than what they do. And don't get me wrong, if you speaking with DJs that's been there longer than you have, yes, because they have went through the trenches and all that. But at the end of the day, when it comes to these decks and that audience, or if right now I'm speaking to you online, it's me. It's me. That means it's you. And you are, liable and responsible for making sure you bring the best music possible out to that audience so they can enjoy it. So that's the key. Now, for the second set of tracks I'm going to go through, the first one is called The Swamp. Nice name, right? And it's by Stereo Monk. And the second one, it's called Cabin, also by Stereo Monk. So this will be interesting. Two different, same producer, but two different names of the tracks. So let's see if these tracks is a little on the similar side, or there's going to be some difference to it. I love playing tracks like that when I know that the same producer is doing it, because then then you'll know that one track won't be like the other, or they might throw a little similarity when it comes to beats or when it comes to the framework of it. So let me turn down my mic and let's get to it. I did this one, I brought it in a little different. I made sure that I let both tracks play until the cabin track had its first break. And then after that first break, when it came back to the melody, then I let that play until a little break came, and then that's when I cut it off. You have, when it comes to, I know when it comes to progressive house, you really have to be mindful of the melodies and the breaks and things, and I'm sorry, and things of that nature, because it can throw you off a bit, is because it doesn't follow the same rules as maybe as new disco or sofa house or even house music itself. So you have to be mindful of those nuances when you're playing progressive. And also, like I said, progressive also has a more calm tempo. Even even if since even I pumped it up to 125, the tempo is still light. The tempo is still mellow. So it really kind of doesn't matter. Now, I'm not saying that all producers who produce progressive house goes this route, but I notice the times that I have played progressive house that it has went that way. But it also depends on where you're getting your progressive house. I mean, I noticed that if I get a progressive house track from Track Source, for example, it's different. It's different than if I'm getting a progressive house track from Beatport. I don't know why. Maybe because they deal with different producers, or certain producers who wants that upbeat tempo style of progressive house prefer to go to Track Source other than Beatport. So it is what it is. It is what it is. So so the next two tracks we're going to do the transitions on. One is called Lavender Bloom by Solavos and M So Deep. And the second one is called Never Give Up by Sasha Fashion. I like that name, Sasha Fashion. I know a Sasha who lives in Toronto. She's an absolute sweetheart, so I always like the name Sasha. So, gonna turn the volume down, and we're gonna get to it. Now, what I did here, especially at the close to the before I came out of the Never Give Up track, I add some effects to it, and the reason why I did that for two reasons. Number one, since there were vocals involved, I always wanted to spice the vocals up, and no better way of spicing vocals up than using color effects, using the I usually use the MT delay for my down tempo tracks, especially for techno and tech house. That's why I usually use the M2 delay, and of course use the filter when it comes to the color effects. So I played with those for a little bit until I was ready to come on out. And that's one thing that you can do with a genre like progressive house. If you know that, yeah, the tempo might be a slow, throw some effects to it. Play around with it a little bit to make it more interesting and make it fun. So that's what I did on this particular one. Okay, we're gonna be on to the next one. Let's see. Oh, good. I'm making good time. So I noticed that when it comes to progressive house, these tracks are interesting, and since, like I said, since this month is a Halloween month, I think because of the melodies and the tempo of it, it's appropriate. I found this appropriate to use this particular genre again, to bring one of the I would say one of the interesting and fun months of the year, because everybody know when it comes to October, summer is nearly over. Summer's ending, and then we got autumn. That's what fall. We'll be heading towards the door, and then of course Halloween with your trick or treaters, gonna be all over the place. So it's a good format to use for today's transitions. So for the next two tracks, the first one's called "Keep Moving On." It's a Demi Mercero remix, extended, and it's by Plastic Robots. And I'm going to be transitioning to the second track, which is called Hey Agrava. I hope I'm saying that right. It's by Paul Deep. So let me lower the volume of my mic and let's get to it. My apologies for that. I forgot to switch it over to where you can see my transitions, but I made sure that I did as much as I can before I end the thing, so you wouldn't have missed anything. But I'm sure now you get the gist of how to go by doing these transitions when it comes to progressive house. You know, but like I said earlier, the if you have never played progressive house, I suggest you give it a try. It is a fun genre to play, especially if you're playing like an open format set. Instead of doing your top 40s and stuff like that, do like a down tempo type genre, subgenre, and you can also, and I discovered this through another DJ. His name is Ron Tisney. Shout out to him. He was able to mix progressive house with Afro beats. Now I'm going to attempt to do at least about two segment. I mean two tracks, two transitions regarding that, so you can see and hear how I would go by to it. Now remember, I only did this live once, so bear with me. If if things get a little on a goofy side, so we're gonna try that after we do this one transition of these particular tracks. Now the first track we're gonna play is called New Armor by Pat H. And the second track is called Escape, and it's by, I'm just going to spell it because I don't want to mispronounce it. It's spelled Pasinu. I think it's Passinu. Maybe, hopefully I got that right. If any of these producers are listening and watching in, and I'm butchering your names, my apologies for doing that. So I'm not trying to do it on purpose. Just trying to make sure everybody knows these track IDs, so they can may want to get purchase them and try them out. Practice them at home and and stuff like that. So without further ado, let me go ahead and turn down the mic and let's start it. also notice, especially when certain genres and subgenres of tracks, I always notice that some break, some breakdowns is longer in one track and some is shorter. So, perfect way to let the long break down that track play while the melody on the second track play. That's when you get that blend effect. So always be mindful of that. Don't just cut the long blend, the long breakdown off. Of course, we're doing it here because of YouTube. But if I was playing this, say for instance, if I was playing this either live or I was playing it on my Twitch channel, you know, being involved with Ray Train, and it entails progressive or down tempo of tracks, then I will definitely let that breakdown extension play long until the next melody comes in. So okay, now like I said, I was going to do this, and I am going to do it right now. I'm going to go to a playlist that I have. I'm trying to see if I can find it first. Okay, let's see. Bear with me, everyone. I'm looking for a playlist that I had did. Let's see. Excuse me. If I can't find it, then that's okay. Let's see, where is it? Ah, there it is. There it is. There it is. There it is. Yep, that's it. Oh, that's it. Okay, cool. Perfect. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a progressive house track, and I am going to play a hopefully this works. And I'm gonna play a Afro Latin Brazilian type trap. So, just to give you an idea on, you can use other genres of music while playing progressive. So if you want to spice it up, you don't have to stick to just progressive house as a whole. You can you can use another genre, and by me discovering this, by watching another DJ doing this himself, I noticed that on certain progressive tracks, like I said, you can use, on certain progressive house tracks, you can use Afro or Afro and Latin. So we're gonna try this out and see if it goes. So for the progressive house, I'm gonna use "Missing You" by Mo Turk, and for the Afro Latin Brazilian track, I'm gonna use "Temperature" by Daniel Matthew. Now, "Temperature," you probably will recognize the actual beat and everything, cause it's a remake of a of an awesome, famous Sean Pond track. So I'm gonna lower down the mic and let's do it. Like I said before, and I say this many, many times, never be afraid to experiment. Never be afraid to try something new. Even if you see a DJ or heard a DJ did something and it excites you, you go back home, you find those tracks, and Shazam is your friend. Use Shazam if you have to. Find those tracks, purchase those tracks, and play it at home and practice it until you have got to where you can that you feel comfortable to play it out. So, as you heard, the distinct similarities between that Miss You track and the Temperature track. I mean, it it went so well. I wanted to play it longer, but of course it's YouTube and I couldn't. So we have to just do what we had to do. Okay, look, ooh, looks like I got about 10 more minutes. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do, I'm gonna just get ready for the 6 set mini mix that I always play for you guys before we sound things off. So, we so I hope you guys got the gist of what I was trying to convey. So what we're gonna do is with the 6, we're not gonna do any more, cross genres. We're just gonna go straight, straight progressive. So here we go. We're gonna start out with a track called "I Understand" by rhymes with Merc, and we're going to transition that towards the second track, which is called "We Are Satoshi," and it's the Tomb Me Wall remix, and that's by, I think it's Metent. I'll spell it. It's a MEDIANT. So we're gonna go ahead, and this is gonna be the 6 track mini mix. So we're gonna go ahead on through. So without further ado, let me lower the volume and sit back and enjoy. I hope everyone appreciates the mini mix that I did. I do love playing this genre. Sometimes you want to play something that's going to be challenging and might not have that boom boom upbeat tempo, but it still will give you a focus on how to make the proper transitions. Because certainly some of these tracks I didn't go by the breaks, on the little thing. I went by what my ear told me. My ear told me because remember, each track goes by beats, bars, and phrases. So if you memorize that in your head, you know that everything still has to be dropped on that one. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, and then when it comes to that one, that's when you always drop on that one and start making your transitions. Okay, so that's it, everyone. Thank you so much for coming up here. I see we had four current concurrent viewers, and we also have 33 viewers. I appreciate the love and support. Please share, like, subscribe, tell people about these transitions that I do each and every third Saturday of the month. And especially if you're a new and upcoming DJ, make sure that you are subscribed to my channel because you will I will make you will get education, and you also can check my playlist of all my past transition series that I've done for each and every genre. So, if you specify in techno or tech house or soulful or afro, whatever the case may be, I did a transition for those. Um, I have two more transitions that's going to be coming up that will um, that will close out the year 2024. I'm excited for those. I can tell you all the back. The next one's going to be the next one going to involve classic house music, but I'm going to do something different with that. So stay tuned for that one. And then the one that's coming in December, I'm just going to go out and play all my favorite tracks, my favorite combo blends, um, you know, the ones that I frequently use even today. So I'm gonna make sure that you guys, will enjoy that and get. Hopefully, it'll be a teachable moment for you. So I'm Househead Speaks, everyone. Thank you all again for tuning in, and for those who wasn't able to join the chat, I understand. Everybody's busy, chores, maybe working and stuff like that. But I'm glad that you came and checked me out and listened in. So until the next time, peace and love. Please, 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 if you into house music, into the underground genre, check out my t-shirt line. It's called Househead Speaks Designs. You can go to www.tpublic.com/user/ Househead Speaks hyphen designs. If you check it out, sometimes there's some good sales that be popping up. I know, especially for the upcoming months like November, which Black Friday will be coming up, and of course December, which are the holidays, sales will be popping up. So make sure you go up there and copy one of those shirts. I appreciate the love and support. Peace out, everyone.